This is the way we see it, see it. This is the way we 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 see it, see it. This is the way we 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 see it, see it. This is the way we 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 see it, see it. This is the way we 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 see it, see it. This is the way we 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 see it, see it. This is the way we see it. This is the way we see it. This is the way we see it. This is
listening to Power Plug Radio, home of your throwback jams.
Yo, it's your boy Cranston Cumberbatch.
And I'm Kawana Norman.
And this is The Way We See It. And we are here live in the studio today. Off the top of the show, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to our home base, Power Plug Radio, which is located right here at the Urban Drinkery. And since we're at the Drinkery, every time we're at the Drinkery, we are always taken care of. So nice.
Oh, yes.
I mean, so nice. So nice. The proprietors here are some amazing proprietors. They are beacons of light to the South Side community of St. Petersburg, Florida. And tonight's beverage of choice is, well, no, let me not even say of choice. Well, we choose them all the time. But tonight's beverage is called Rosemary's Babies. So if you're ever at the Urban Drinkery right here on the corner of, or on the side of 9th Avenue South, right off of 22nd Street, here in the heart of the entertainment district, right here in Midtown St. Petersburg, please make sure you come by the Urban Drinkery and ask about the Rosemary's Babies. It is good.
Very good.
Can I get some cosigns on the good?
Yes. I cosign.
Yes, we got cosigns on the good.
It's special.
Yes, it is a special drink. But all the drinks that are made here at the Urban Drinkery are specialty drinks. There's not one thing made here that isn't like handcrafted. And
Delicious.
it's very hard to get handcrafted beverages anywhere. Washed hands crafted drinks. It's hard to get that anywhere. But you know what? We're not going to waste any time because we got a lot to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you see a third person with us once again this week. We had to bring him back because we didn't get a chance to really talk about the reason why my man was even on the show with us last week. But we have a good friend of mine, also co-star in the upcoming series Nothing Else Matters. We have back with us on tonight's show, Mr. Cody Curry. Let's give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Clap, 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 clap. Yes.
Awesome.
Cody, welcome back, sir.
Hey, man, I'm happy to be here.
You know what? You're the first person to get like around too.
Really?
Yeah, you're the first person.
It seems like everywhere I go, I hear something like that. It seems like every job, really. It's like, hey, this never happens before. Haven't quite seen this one. So you
have that. So that what we call that the Cody effect.
Yeah, the Code effect. I like it.
The Code effect.
Yeah,
yes,
I like that.
Yes, the Code effect. So okay, all right. Kawana, you mighty quiet over there today.
I'm sorry. I'm just enjoying this.
It's the Code effect.
Is that what
the
it
Code
is?
effect.
Yeah. I mean,
No, I know what it is. It's the Rosemary's Babies. That's all. You
that
savoring
might
the
be
flavor.
it. And then
of
we
the
had to do it again. We had to bring the Code effect back.
Yes, we had to bring the Code effect back. Yes. And we're going to get into that conversation here real quick. But Cody, he comes with a lot of knowledge, a lot of insight to a lot of things. And as mentioned, he is the co-star in the series Nothing Else Matters, which is a series that I've written and directed, things of that nature. And we're talking about original series and original shows and things of that nature. And we got one that's being locally made and produced right here in the city of St. Petersburg. And so, that's a real cool thing to be able to know that production is happening in your neighborhood.
For sure.
And to be able to be a part of that, and know that it's not just going to be all for naught, that it's actually going somewhere and that, there are actually going to be eyes that's going to watch it and enjoy what they see, because it's a really funny romantic comedy series. But as we talk, we're going to go ahead and show some of the I don't know what I want to say right now.
Was it are you going to show some of the show? Nothing Else Matters? Or?
Yeah, Nothing Else Matters. I mean, it's really the trailer for the show. It's the extended trailer for the show.
Okay.
To really give you a good idea of what the show is about.
I don't even think I saw the extended trailer. I may have. Oh, we're going to see.
Well, we're going to see. So now you're not going to hear it. You're just going to see it. So, but
well, in the meantime, funny story with Cranston. I was talking to my mother recently, and we were I was telling her that I was doing this podcast with you, and she was excited as always. And I don't know if you really remember my mother, but apparently you all worked together. In the banking
I remember
industry.
your mom. Yeah.
So it's funny how things kind of go full circle with us, doing this when she started working at Bank of America when I was like 4 years old.
Yeah, I got you.
And now here we are years later.
Yeah. Wow, he's aging me, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen.
Oh, my bad.
Right here on the show.
Now you know, live.
Oh gosh.
But you was cool. You was cool with it.
He was cool till he gave the number. He was like, he could have said
I
when
stayed
I was
away.
young. He was like, I was 4 years
Hey,
old.
no.
And you told us something. Yeah.
Check this out. Age like wine, not like milk.
There you go. And that's what we doing. We aging like wine, black don't crack. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you eating Church's fried chicken every now and then, your black is definitely not going to crack. I'm telling you. I try not to tell too many people that secret, but I do get a lot of white people sometimes that ask, what's the secret? And I'm like, fried foods. Fried foods, Church's chicken. You put a little bit of that in your life.
Wow.
Not too much because you don't want the cholesterol and heart issues.
Right.
But you put a little of that Church's fried chicken grease in your body. I mean, and your black ain't cracking.
Them biscuits too.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? We talked about wine and what was it?
Resveratrol.
Resveratrol last week. And so like anti-aging.
Yeah, just
right?
throw it on top of your Church's chicken. You good to go.
There you go. And look, think about it. Have it with your Church's chicken.
Yeah.
Glass of red wine and Church's chicken.
And the rest.
And the age reversing begins.
That'll do it.
So right now we're watching some clips of some scenes from Nothing Else Matters, a series from the first 2 episodes. We just had the pleasure of just wrapping shooting the 3rd episode just last weekend. How did you feel being a part of the process?
Well, first and foremost, you have an incredible team that you've assembled for this series that you're working on.
Thank you.
So that made it at first a little bit intimidating because even me being in acting for 12 years or so, working with such a cast that's just so experienced and good at what they're doing and really know how to embody their characters just really made me stretch and kind of tap into the character of Kevin. Yeah. So it helps that I was in corporate, that I kind of know the hustle and bustle of the lifestyle. Yeah. So and also with you kind of giving me the information as to who he is, the storyline and all that. It just makes it really fun, really immersive, and it's just incredible to work with everyone. So for me, it's been amazing. Wow, it's been amazing.
Nice.
That's good.
That's definitely the experience that on all of our sets. We try to give those who are working with us a fun, work oriented. We're going to get the work done, but in the process, we're not so tight.
No.
But at the same time, most of the people that we work with, they come ready to work, ready to do their part, ready to contribute, and ready to take direction. And so when you say a great team, you're right. I have to give a hat off to the cast and the crew. Really, really, really great people who really truly have my back and supports. They see the vision.
For
you know
sure.
what I'm saying?
You knocked it out the park for sure with this one. I can't wait to see where it goes. It's just like I said, it's been fun. It's been lighthearted, even though the lines are you got to really get into it. It's not too crazy of a
Ardell. Can we get a hand clap for Ardell? Ardell is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Our senior producer here over at Power Plug Radio. He has joined us today for today's show, and I know why he came, because he wants to get in on the juice, because today is the day, ladies and gentlemen. Behold, the return of the Messiah is here, and he's going to Boston.
I'm going to take a drink.
You're not feeling that.
Take a sip on that.
You're not feeling what he's talking
Not
about.
at all.
She is not feeling what I'm putting down right now, but that's all right. We're gonna get back to Nothing Else Matters and Cody.
It's kind of salty.
No insults, no shots fired, no nothing. We're gonna have good conversation.
It's all love.
Yes, we're gonna have good conversation about that when we get to it here in a minute,
for sure.
But I have to say we had a great time on set at our last shoot. Well, actually, all of our shoots. But the last shoot was our biggest shoot, and we had pretty much everyone that is in the office, at this, shoot. And for those of you who don't know, Nothing Else Matters is a romantic comedy about a guy who's at an entry-level position who has fallen for a senior level executive. And of course, in most corporate companies, that they are like layers between them and where they are. And so he, being infatuated with her, trying to find a way to get her attention, he decides to write this poem and take it to the old school. And he writes this poem, and he decides, as opposed to just giving it to her, he decides to put it on her car for her to find it, as a nice little, something for when she gets ready to go home, leaving work. And from him placing that poem on the car, and just him building up the courage to do it, to begin with. And then finally doing it, everything that happens after that is what leads us to what this series is about, to where Nothing Else Matters. And Cody actually plays my supervisor. I play Keelan Foster, the lead, and he plays my supervisor in the series. And it's just funny how that relationship, goes just off rip in episode 1. And by the time we get to where we are now in episode 3, you see Keelan and Kevin in a different, different roles. For sure. And it's just real cool to just see how it all comes together, especially as a writer. To see your words come to life. See the actors like really embody them and put them into motion. It's one thing to see, and then to actually see it like come together in the editing. It's just remarkable. And so it's cool to be able to watch these other shows and then be able to come back and talk about a show that we're actually working on. For sure. In comparison to what we were already watching. Right. And so it's a real cool thing, man. But you was going to say something.
I do. One thing that's pretty cool that I know you had absolutely no control over was from, once you all will see, from episode 2 and 3, there will be a change in how people look.
Yes.
And it works so well with the
time progression
with the story. Yeah. So that's a really cool gem that's inside the show. Once it does come out, you'll be able to see like that change from people promoting and and changing their style, how they look, and even the comfort level, just the character progression of everyone is just, you really see it in that moment, and it's gonna be a real treat once you all check that out.
And they say the 3rd episode is really when a show really begins to take off. If you last that long, and you give a show a chance, normally by the 3rd one is when it really starts to take off. The storyline starts to pick up. You really start to get a feel for the characters, personalities. You get to see relationships, who doesn't like who gets along with who the best, who's sleeping with who, all that good stuff. So you get to learn these things, and as you learn them, it now pulls you in, deeper into the show. And with this being a romantic comedy, it's so many funny things happening, in this show. When we were filming, we couldn't stop laughing. It was just, just cracking up, because of just the antics and just visualizing how it's going to look once it comes together and gets edited.
Some real moments in there. Some real organic moments.
Some real gem of organic moments did definitely take place. But so we're going to bounce from Nothing Else Matters, and we're going to go ahead and hop into the next show that I want to talk about. And Kawana, you said you hadn't watched this one, so we're going to introduce you to a new one. For those you who are out there who are superhero fans, and Dave Smith says, have a sip for him, please. Matter of fact, Dave, we all gonna have a sip for you right now.
Shout out Dave.
Shout out to Dave. He is a loyal watcher. We appreciate you, man. And you know what? Cheers to our 11th show. This makes show number 11.
Yay.
So can we get a hand clap for that?
Gotta love it.
Yes. Cheers to that. Yes.
1E1.
11 is a good balanced number. It is a good balanced number. I like balanced numbers, I'm a balanced person. You know, I'm a middle child. I'm a cusp. I'm between two signs. I just got a lot of balance in my life. So, you know, I'm trying to keep it that way by any means necessary. We're going to keep the balance in the life. Yes. But The Boys are there. Have you watched The Boys? Yes. Ardell has watched. Jam has watched The Boys. Kawana is the only one that has not watched The Boys. See, up in here, ladies and gentlemen.
Doesn't feel so hot on the other side of it, huh?
What is it?
The Boys. The Boys.
Why did I think you said The Voice?
No, not The Voice. The
You did
Boys.
say that earlier.
Maybe it was a slip. I'm going to say.
That's why I said the singing show.
Right. No. So I'm going to watch the tape back later. Because I know I said The Boys.
No, you did not.
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. And on next week's show, we're going to come back and say.
That's why I said what I said. The singing show.
No, but The Boys, Boys, The Boys. It is a superhero. I don't even know if I can call this a spoof show, because though it is bringing some fun, it is poking fun at the superhero race. At the same time, it is giving a lot of reality to humans that, you know, have extraordinary abilities that are deemed, you know, above ground of everyone else. Okay. And as superheroes actually being welcomed into normal society, and how they the inner structure behind the scenes. This show actually gives you a lot of behind the scenes of being a superhero. And so we're watching a trailer right now of the first season 1. Season 3 just came out not too long ago. They finally, you know, started releasing episodes of season 3, and it is really, in my opinion, a great show. They spare you nothing. This is another one of those shows that we were talking about, like Winning Time and all that good stuff.
They're into season 3?
They're into season 3.
And I've never heard of this.
And you've never heard of it. And you know what? It's okay.
Station is this?
This is Amazon Prime.
Are you serious?
I am so serious. Amazon Prime. And I'm going to tell you, I was seeing so many commercials on it. No. And because I saw, you know, like the superhero Homelander, you know, when I see shows like that, you know, most of the time superhero shows, they aren't that good. You know, the spin-off shows, if it's not the real heroes, things of that nature, it's typically not that good. But The Boys is really good. I mean, it's really good. The storylines, the everything. And like when I tell you they spare you nothing.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean,
they spare you nothing. So
imagine.
And you didn't put me on to this?
Well, the third season just came back, and it was kind of on a hiatus in my mind because I had already watched the first 2 seasons. And while waiting for season 3, because season 3 was supposed to come out right during the time that the pandemic hit. And so that like pushed everything back. So they had to wait for the right time to like release it. So, you know, a whole 2 years later.
I had time to catch up.
You did, but I wasn't even watching it anymore because I done seen all of it. So it was nothing for me to really talk about, you know, at the time. But now that season 3 is out, I've started watching season 3, and they're picking up right where they left off in season 2. And when I tell you, it is a roller coaster of a ride.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and when I keep saying it, they spare you nothing.
So you can almost imagine, like for those listening, if you don't know what The Boys is, just kind of imagine Superman where you are in your city. And he's just not as super peaceful. He's a regular person. Like he's got his own traumas. He's got his own issues. And if you think someone flying around that fast, or the Flash running around that fast, the chances of them hitting someone is pretty likely, especially like regular civilians. So if you were to take like a real superhero and put them in the real world today, There'll be a lot of casualties out there in the midst of people getting saved from like tragic incidences that don't get reported, like on Justice League or whatever. You know,
You ever watch the Marvel movies and think like, dang, like they really be in New York.
Right.
yeah, nobody got hurt doing that.
They fall is.
Right.
The Boys shows
Yes.
the other side, like the complete other side of
Yes. It
Billy
shows.
gets hit, they show what happens because of that.
Right.
And it's gruesome too. And I actually,
Oh yeah, that's why I say they spare you nothing.
Yeah.
And the very first episode, is what got me, because I was just watching it because I had ran out of other shows to watch, and I was like, all right, I done seen. Let me see what this Boys is about. And I'm watching it. I'm seeing the build up, and I'm like, all right. And should I give it away?
I mean, if you could just slip it, I mean, go ahead.
All right, I gotta give it away. So what drew me and made me like say, wow, I cannot believe what I just saw.
I know you're talking about.
What got me to even watch the show was they build up the story. Character's name is Huey. Huey, you know, simple dude, you know, I'm talking real simple, you know. Yeah. He's the nerdy type, you know, probably never had a girlfriend, finally gets a girlfriend, and he's like all in the clouds. Like, I mean, he's skipping in his, you know, he's seeing blue skies and rainbows.
Connecting.
And he finally gets the opportunity to kiss her for the first time. She comes to his work. She brings him like some coffee or something to drink, things of that nature. And he walks her out, you know, on his break. And right as he's getting ready to kiss her, closes his eyes, leans in, and all of a sudden, he's kissing air. And as he's kissing air, he opens his eyes and realizes that his girlfriend is not there anymore, and that he is covered in blood, and that he's holding her hands still in his hands. Like literally, nobody attached. He's just holding hands. And he looks around to see what happened, and he sees that this Flash type superhero called A-Train has ran through his girlfriend because he's jacked up on this substance that's kind of like cocaine for superheroes, and he runs straight through her because he wasn't running straight. And so she explodes because he's running so fast. He literally and
they show it.
Right, they show it. And the dude is holding her hands in his hands still. And when I saw that, I was like,
that was me.
I'm all in. I'm like, yes. Yes. Yes, it was just bam. And that's how this show is. All of it is just shock value. It's just because you don't believe that they're going to really show it to you. And they show it to you. And it's like, wow. So for those of you who have what would be considered weak stomachs, show's not for you. However, for those of you who really want to see good storytelling in a more realistic fashion, this show is for you. And I mean, it's gotten rave reviews. People are really loving it and liking it. I like it because of the insight in the storylines. Because like, you know, Ardell said, it gives you, like you said, it gives you a true look at if superheroes were among us right now, how would that look? You know, you got somebody who can run as fast as
Speed and bullet.
the speed of light. If he runs into something you think,
Right.
you know, a person who can shoot laser vision out of their eyes, you really think it's just gonna burn? You know, no,
Right.
you're gonna explode. Something's gonna happen to you that you didn't want to happen to you.
And all the real consequences are shown in that
Right?
show.
Yes, real consequences. I like that.
all the
Real
real
consequences are shown. So
Also, none of this would have happened, like the show, had Huey been a gentleman and not had his girlfriend in the street.
right,
Because she was hanging off the curb.
That's a deep
Right.
dive.
Hanging on the curb.
That's a deep
Right.
dive.
Wow.
right.
I see you.
Always gotta stand. You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not how that
And you're right, and I did blame Huey for that
Yeah.
because had he been a gentleman, Gentlemen know that you never have your lady
At all.
on the curb or
Absolutely, right.
on the side of the street.
Right.
You know, street side with cars. Right. For that reason.
Whose fault was it really?
Right. But at the same time, he was very green. He was very green. First girlfriend, you know, never been there before. Dad never had opportunity to really like break it down to him, son, when you're on a date. You know, you make sure you open the door
But
for.
you know what?
you
That
know.
doesn't even have to be because he was green. I mean, to me, that's like if you care about someone, you instantly want to protect them.
Look, he was so distracted.
There
He was
no
listen. He was so distracted.
raised by a father.
Yes, he was so distracted. I mean, he was in the clouds. He was gone. He was just so happy to be with her.
Yeah.
Period. He was not thinking about none of that stuff.
Nothing else mattered.
Right. Nothing else mattered. There we go. Great segue. I love that. He was so high in the clouds that all he saw was her and the fact that they were together and that he was about to get this kiss. And that was all that mattered in that moment.
You
And
like it though, because you like winning time. You're like this.
yeah, if you like winning time, yeah, because I mean, it's
I'm sure I'm gonna like it. I'm
Yeah.
just wondering why my partner hadn't put
oh
it
gosh,
on.
oh gosh. So moving on, let's get to the real topic of conversation today, ladies and gentlemen. In the time that we have left, because this is probably going to take the rest of the time. But I do want to give a shout out to the Tampa Bay Lightning. They are representing for Tampa Bay area once again.
Big fan.
Working to get that third title and get that trifecta to show that we are a dynasty and that we are not to be messed with. So you know how Florida back in the college, how we like were a powerhouse state when it came to college football. Like Florida State, the Gators,
Yeah,
and
we were
Miami
nasty.
Hurricanes.
Nasty.
You know, it was a toss up as to which one of them was going to be in the national championship at the end of it all. You know, we were, I mean, so many stars, pros, celebrities have come through the ranks of those three schools, you know, alone. So for a long time, we owned college football by way of a state in that time frame. Now, not so much. There's a lot that has changed. Those old school coaches who were there aren't there anymore. So with a lot of changes, there's a lot of rebuilding, regrowth that's happening right now. Sports teams, professional teams though, our professional teams, not so much. We haven't been to the top, and with all of our teams,
Tampa Bay?
you know. But now, you know, Tampa Bay. You know, I mean, the Bucks, the Lightning. You know, both of them have won championships. Recent, you know, we won the divisional championship. Bucks won the divisional championship again. Almost, you know, could have taken the NFC championship to go to, you know, go again. But, you know, some things happened. A couple bad coaching calls that could have been called different. But defensively, however, Tom Brady's back. So now we're in position to, you know, Rays aren't doing bad. Tampa Bay Rays, big shout out to the Rays. Can we get some hand claps to the Rays? Yes. So Rays, Lightning, shout out to both teams that are representing for us right now. And you know, and so now we got the Lightning doing their thing. And finals.
The NBA finals.
NBA finals. Now, none of our teams are in the NBA finals. I don't think the Orlando Magic will be anywhere close within the next. I give them 5 years. I give them 5 years.
You being nice.
For us to you know, get back to another championship. They just a couple key players off. You know, they make some good trades, and you know what? They should have a great salary cap by now for all these years of not being on top. They should have a really nice salary cap because they have really not spent any money to try and get nobody.
Cranston, I don't even remember the last time I looked at the Orlando Magic.
See, there we go. That's my point.
I don't even know who's on the team right
That's
now.
my point. Exactly. I
Who's
don't
the star
either.
player?
I do know who the star player is.
Who's the star player?
I'm sorry.
I remember when it was.
I know he's
Oladipo.
light-skinned.
That was a long time ago.
And he's pretty good. But
I know he's light skinned.
he needs help.
Yes, he needs a lot of help.
Yes.
You don't know his
needs-
name? We don't know.
I mean, we have to look it up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
the problem.
saying.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
We don't know who's on the team that's right here in our home. I remember
I honestly
when
watched
names meant
Orlando
something.
win another team that I want to see.
It's
That's
right.
what
It's
they-
playing them.
Yes.
And that's so sad.
Yes.
Man, that looks bad. That looks bad.
Yeah.
But Miami, I like Miami.
Yeah, Miami. You know, yes, I'm down with Miami.
I like
you know,
Miami. They're
I've
worth rooting for.
Yes, they were, and I was rooting for them. You know,
I was not.
of course not. Of course you were. You Boston. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Dave says he's seen the trailers for The Boys and he's sold. Thank you, Dave.
There it is.
Dave is going to be watching The Boys. We've converted one over. There we go. Can we get a hand clap for Dave who's converted over?
Make sure you eat
Yes.
after, Dave.
Yes. Yeah.
Make sure you eat after.
Eat after, Dave. Don't eat before. You know, unless you like that stuff. And it don't matter. For some people, it
he
don't
likes
matter.
that
I can look at Ardell right now and can tell he can eat during watching The Boys. He will. Yeah. See. Yeah. Exactly.
And I probably will too.
He can handle it. Me, on the other hand, thankfully, because I know the movie magic, you know, you know, I'm okay. But prior to me, like knowing the movie magic and all that, and even for some things, I'm still like,
That's how I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
But I can tell you now, I'm gonna rewind it.
oh yeah,
Oh no, I don't rewind it.
I do.
I just need to see it once.
I do
and I'm
things like
good.
that. I'll see it and go, oh, but then I'll want to go back and see it again.
It's got to be pretty crazy for me to rewind something super gruesome. You know,
yeah.
it's got to be pretty
Yeah.
crazy. I would be looking for weird stuff like how do he twist his hand in there like that?
Yeah.
I'd be looking for weird stuff like that.
There's a head popping scene. I ain't gonna tell you where it's coming. It's just gonna surprise you. But there's a head popping scene where heads
With
just
the
pop.
girl, is that the one with the girl with the eyes?
Yes.
I saw that.
Yeah. That was like whoa.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. But anyway, NBA Finals tonight, Game 6 of the NBA Finals, and we got some time left here on the clock here for our show. But Game 7 of the Finals, and Golden State is at Boston, and both teams have taken a win at the other person's home court, and so it is a true toss-up tonight. To see who's coming to play. Both teams, their elite players on each side have kind of taken the night off. So we really get to see, and to where other players have had to step up, and like really show their worth to the team.
Well, last game, Boston kind of horned in on Steph, so that's what happened. He didn't really take a night off. The defense was just really good on him. So the role players had to step up.
Yeah.
Tonight, he's gonna have to play, whether they're on him or not, and Clay is gonna have a great game. Steph needs help.
Draymond is gonna have to show up tonight.
You know
and
what?
it's really gonna boil down to how bad do they want this to be over? Because
they never talked about Draymond today. No one's talking about Draymond.
they're not, because it's a pointless conversation.
No
Because
one's talking about
Draymond has talked himself out of relevancy.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, not that he's not, because he's one of those. When you forget about him, that's what he wants. He wants you to forget about him. To when he shows back up again, he gonna be doing the little Superman muscles and
But he ain't even talk about himself today.
because he learned his lesson.
He talked about Steph.
He learned his lesson, because the last time, and you even sent me the meme of when he trash talked before game 1.
Yeah.
And ended up getting spanked.
Yeah.
Came back on and spanked. And she sent me the meme of all the things he said in his trash talk, holding up this muscle Superman pose.
Oh no!
And it was pretty much like, where was that? Because none of that happened tonight, sir. And none of it's happened. I mean, he's averaged. I think the most he's averaged is 8 points, something to that effect.
Yeah. And Steph is talking about he's gonna be petty tonight. It's like, all right, let's just play ball.
I mean, hey,
let's just play ball.
I'm gonna go with Petty. Look, whatever it takes, man, to get this W, get this thing over with. I want Golden State to take the ring. I really do. You know, I do. I don't know why I do. I just do. I mean, they're not my teams, neither one. But if I had to pick one,
stand by it.
I'm standing by it. I'm standing by it. I'm just saying, though, when you're in this position to where neither team is your team, and you stand by a team, you know, you root for it, and you like, yeah. But it's a short-lived because it ain't your team.
So are they tied up right now? Or
no, Golden State is up
I
one.
thought Golden State was
So
up.
if Golden State gets this, it's
over.
a wrap, you know?
I think, and I guess the reason why I think Golden State would win is because, one, they're a veteran team and they know it's just one more game. You know, I think there's something that comes with that as a veteran team. He's like, all right, we got one more with it, and then that's it, home or away. And then the flip side of that is some people want to live, some want to win home.
Oh yeah,
you know, I find it hard to believe that they don't want to win home. I feel like if I was that, but I would want to live home. But in this situation, I think because Boston has such young legs that I don't think they want to go to a game 7 with Boston.
But you know what? To be honest with you, I think they do.
You think they do?
I think they do primarily because one, you are at home, and when you're at home, you got something to prove. You know, you got to, because I mean at the end, because listen, when this game is over, I think Boston would rather see them go out in a blaze of glory in Golden State in California versus them go out in a blaze of glory or no blaze of glory and get blown out in their home stadium. Because now the players, when the game's over, they still got to live there.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So they have to live with this on them all the way to next season. And there's no guarantee that you make it back. You know? The squad you got now, well, guess what? The other teams are going to beef up, make some changes, and strengthen their teams to be in a position to compete for the same thing.
I think it's like I've always thought this is a business.
Uh-huh.
So if Golden State don't win tonight, it's the business part of it. They want them to go back to Golden State and win it.
That's interesting.
That's all.
I didn't see any of this on winning time. So I didn't see any of this on winning time. I can't go with that.
There's no way in the world that they shouldn't finish it out tonight.
So you think Golden State's supposed to win?
If they don't win tonight and Boston does, it was planned. I mean, they want them to go back to Golden State and win.
I can't go all the way with that.
It's a business.
And the only reason why I can't go all the way with that is because Boston, they have shown great defense on these boys. And each coach has also shown that they've done some things strategically, that they've adjusted their game plan.
They strategically
looked at the tape.
lose tonight so they can go home and win and go to state.
So as a fan of Boston,
I would rather win away.
That's what I'm saying, because they're playing in Boston tonight.
So as a fan of Boston, you don't even think tonight like even matters. Like if they win, if Boston wins, you're like, they blew it.
What I think as a basketball savant is that everyone wants it to go to Game 7. So
I don't want to go to Game 7.
The business does.
The reason why I don't want it to go to Game 7 is because I got other stuff to do. I got other stuff to do, other things to watch.
The NBA revolves around Cranston Cumberbatch's.
We all
wish.
do. But we're not on the money end of this.
No, we're not.
Two best words in sports is Game 7.
It's Game 7.
I get that. But you know what? This is Game 7 is just like Game 6. It's a do or die either way. It's a do or die either way.
But it's going to be so much publicity, so much about Game 7.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? It is clear that Golden State has shown a level of dominance at this stage of the game. I mean, even when you take Steph out, they've adjusted their defense, so they've gotten more physical on Boston. because they weren't playing Boston as physical before. Boston was playing them physical for
sure.
as to
But you have to play Boston physical.
But you're right. But they weren't doing it.
That should have been something you knew from the beginning.
Right. But when they did start doing that in this last game, when they started playing them more physical, you started seeing more of a dominance. And so as that dominance got shown, the only thing that was missing.
I don't think I would use the word dominance.
Okay.
I still think Boston is.
They're a better team.
They are a better team. They're bigger.
The Warriors are smarter.
Yes, that's all it is. It's not dominance.
And that's why I don't think they want to go to a game 7 because
that's
I don't think they want to do that.
I think obviously they're going to try to win tonight because if you as a basketball player, right, I would be considered older if I'm going to the gym now.
I got you.
Right?
Yeah.
If it's the best 3 out of 5,
Trying to knock it out.
yes, because the more I play around with the young squads, so when you playing the game to say you playing the game to 12, right? Like you're going to 12 points, right?
Yeah.
Once you get up 7-2, you don't let up because the young boys, they're not gonna run out of energy.
Yep.
You are. So
I got you. I got you.
But I think Boston. I also still think Boston's gonna win game 7.
Well, being that it's not going to go to game 7,
Right. There you go. That's good mentality.
we're not going to have to worry about that.
Good mentality.
But you're right. Game 7s are very hard to win.
No, it's going to be hard to win tonight.
Boston.
In Boston?
Boston's one of the craziest. They're on par with the Raiders.
I got you. I got all that. I got all that. All I'm going to say is the only thing that was missing from this last game in Boston was Steph hitting that 3. If Steph is dropping and popping tonight, Wiggins is taking it to the cup and hitting tonight. If Clay gives me at least a good 15,
and see that,
I don't even need 20 out of Clay. I need a good 15. If Draymond give me at least 10, bro.
Stop saying Draymond.
I need 10.
Hoping that Clay shows up.
Game 6 Clay.
Yes.
You
know what? And Clay has that. He has that tendency. He has that tendency to show up when you need him. Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen.
And the reason why I think Boston will pull it out tonight is because they've been in this situation 3 other times. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
In game 6.
Yeah.
So and then someone before that.
Yeah.
So this is going to be their 4th time. And right now they're 3-0 in game 6.
I got you.
Whereas Golden State is 0-3.
Hey,
game 6.
But you know what?
Just that.
Golden State's got 3 rings, and Boston has a lot of rings.
Yeah, they do got a lot of rings.
But not this team. Not this team. Not the same people. Not the same people.
They got more than Lakers? Boston got more than Lakers? I don't think they got more than Lakers.
I think
Boston has 11 himself.
But I'm talking about the team. I'm not talking about one person.
But that's with the Celtics.
One team.
His whole 11 was with the Celtics.
Celtics, yeah.
I think Lakers might have them. By 1 or 2.
I think they don't because the Celtics were winning before.
I think it's
what they were.
the Celtics.
I mean, we saw that winning time. The Celtics were already.
How many rings do the Boston Celtics have?
Yeah, look that up.
The Celtics have the most.
That up.
Championship.
Celtics got 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many rings does the Los Angeles Lakers have?
I believe in the Lakers.
17. They're tied.
Oh,
So
you know what? That
so
kind of
Boston
changed.
have 18.
Yeah, that kind of changed. That kind of changed my how I'm thinking now. Because if they take it, they put them up.
Yeah, it does. And that's an age-old rivalry that even winning time is bringing out.
What, the Celtics and
The rivalry between the Celtics and the Lakers.
Yeah, how the Lakers just find its way into the finals.
Yeah. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to hold this suspense and drama for next week because somebody's coming back here with the long face. And we're going to get to find out who it is. Is it going to be me? Is it going to be Kawana?
I'm not going to have a long face because I'm going to tell you why. I like both teams. I'm going to tell you why. But I said this from the beginning. I like both teams.
Yes.
I really do.
I got you.
like Steph. I like Clay, Draymond, all them.
All right.
But I am a Jason Tatum fan.
Okay, got
and
you.
I'm rooting for him.
You
but
know
neither
what?
one of them are my team.
I wanna
So
point out one
I'm
thing.
not going to be sad for either one of them.
I got you.
I will say this,
And
though, if the Celtics do lose,
yes.
they'll this. They only just get started.
Right.
I got you.
And if I'm Marcus Smart, if after game 4, the person I call is Chris Paul. If I'm Marcus Smart,
man, Marcus Smart is going to the Lakers.
Chris Paul.
What?
He's going to the Lakers. He's going to play with LeBron.
Is because Chris Paul
What?
He's going to play with LeBron.
No one needs to go play with LeBron. Stop going to the Lakers.
The Celtics don't have a true point guard.
Chris Paul better than Kyrie Irving?
No, but Kyrie's not leaving Brooklyn, so that's not even.
That was just a question.
As a point guard, yes. As a player, no. He can't score at the clip that Kyrie can.
Right.
But Kyrie can't lead a team in the way that Chris Paul can.
Well, Kyrie can't stay out of his own head enough.
Well, that's a different.
Come on.
Because he can lead a team. It's just,
I don't think Kyrie I don't think he's a leader.
well, he doesn't want to be a leader like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
anyway.
And that's okay because we can't fault this man for his views and values.
No, you can't. Not at all. But what it does, yes.
You need to have a
general.
Yeah.
But on the court play, he's great. But I
Yes.
don't think he's a leader.
Yeah, he is responsible for what he's supposed to do.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to pep you up to like, come on, man. Come on, we need you, bro.
No.
He's not that guy.
Kyrie's gonna do what he needs to do.
Kyrie needs i.e. Mark Jackson and them kind of guys.
Yeah.
Tony Parker. He needs them kind of guys to get him or a Draymond to get him.
Right.
That maybe not as good, but good.
Yes.
And I think speaking of Draymond, I guess the last thing with the finals is that I know y'all been saying y'all things about Draymond, but I think he has the biggest opportunity to kind of, finish it off because because he's so vocal about his intentions and whatnot and how he feels about it, which is very awesome that he's able to tap into that space because that's very new to be able to have your own platform and talk about how you feel about certain things. With him having his, I think it's like a podcast or whatever that he has.
He has his own podcast.
So with that,
he has a deal with Turner.
Again,
he has a deal with Turner, so he does do sportscasting.
Yeah.
Right. So
he's
that's why I
setting
think he has
himself up
opportunity
for the future because he's looking to be like sitting next to Charles Barkley,
So if he does it though, if he does it and gets the win while talking on the media, I think you're going to see more stars
doing that
because it's cool.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I'm going to beat you.
It's cool.
Yeah,
we make it look cool.
I mean, look at it. CJ McCollum is already doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so this is what they do.
More of the not as good players doing this.
Yeah.
Because LeBron does it, but he has a whole team.
Yeah, he also has a whole film crew and
that's what I'm saying.
all that good stuff.
Like
film production company.
He's not shooting 3,500 jump shots every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His time can be allocated. That's why Steph's don't got.
And you know what? Maybe that's the problem. Draymond is too busy podcasting than in the gym getting ready.
At some point in time, I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah.
You hit a ceiling.
Well, you're right. That's it. Being a former player.
He went to college. He won a championship in college.
Yeah.
Like he's an older player.
Right? Yes.
He has gray hair. He's an older player.
I got you. And he's got 3 rings.
Draymond gonna be the Udonis Haslem.
I ain't gonna say all that.
Well, you can because he still is on the Heat. He is still playing.
But
nobody talk about Udonis.
But everyone sees Haslem as basically one of the coaches. He's the one. He goes in there and he tells them what to do, and
but you give him respect.
Exactly.
But nobody fears Udonis Haslem on the court.
But you know what? This is why I fear Udonis Haslem. I fear him because he's too smart for his own good. He has found a way to stay on the team and still be in uniform and not be required to play.
And listen,
getting a check.
When the Heat was falling apart
they gotta owe him that, though.
because of personal stuff they were going through, who's the one who brought them together? It wasn't Eric Spoelstra, the coach. It was Udonis.
I got you.
I'm a Heat fan.
Yes.
Fan since '96. Okay?
Gotcha.
We're talking about Udonis. The Heat is based. We're all culture.
Yeah.
Riley is a culture person.
Yeah.
Right? So you're talking about a guy who's from Miami, who played school in Florida, who then played with the Miami team his entire life. You don't necessarily just give that up. The same reason they brought Dwayne Wade back so he could retire in Miami.
I got you.
Exactly.
I got you.
Certain things you just don't. They probably offer him mad coaching jobs or executive.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
And when he's done trying to help the team win a championship, he's gonna be an executive in the front office.
You already know it. You already see it.
Eventually. I got you.
But now it's just he's too vital to the actual team.
Uh-huh.
Like if I was him, I wouldn't play. But you need those guys to win championships.
Yeah.
That's why the Celtics are struggling because they don't have a veteran guy on their team, on the bench or in the game that's been to multiple championships.
Say, I've been here before. We can do this.
And I'm telling you, that's going to be Draymond.
That's gonna be
for Golden State.
Yeah.
I got you.
Draymond is what he is.
I got
Yes,
you.
he's going to be that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, y'all, we have reached our time, and you know, we're gonna see what happens with this whole finals. We're either gonna be talking about something being over or something being over, because by the time we back on the air next Thursday, it'll be over. But either way, we're gonna find out and know who's who and whether or not it happened in 6 or 7. But Golden State's gonna get this W.
And if Boston loses, just know they're coming.
That's all right.
They're coming.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
We will see.
Big shout outs to my boy Cody being on the show today, man. We enjoyed you once again, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yes, and you know, without nothing else, without further ado, I am Cranston Cumberbatch,
And I'm Kawana Norman.
and this is the way we see it.
You're listening to Power Plug Radio. Home of your throwback jams.
This is the way we see it. See it. This is the way we see it. This is the way we see it. This is the way we see it.